They had companies like Indian Rayon, Grasim, and Indigo Fertilizers, and Mangalore Refinery, MRPL. So they were in the process of working on the projects. So I was looking at these 3-4 projects where I could join. And at that time, I came to understand that the sponge iron project of Grasim is moving ahead fast. It has been cleared for implementation. So I joined Grasim. I was among the first 5 members of the team, and we used to prepare our projected financials for the project, expected profitabilities, what capacity should we plan. Then we used a lot of knowledge which we gained at IIM in terms of location of the factory, considering various factors which are inputs. For example, we had to get a power supply from almost 100 kilometers, 80 to 100 kilometers away. We had to get water from another direction from 35 kilometers distance. We had to get natural gas as a feedstock from about 35 kilometers from a third direction. And we had to import raw material. So we had to unload the material at our factory. So we had to be close to the sea. And market was in Western India. So all the various factors of which could influence the location of a project, which we learned at IIM Ahmedabad, those theories could be actually applied in practice. And that was a very satisfying experience. Because typically students feel that what we learn in college is theory, which is not useful in practice. But I found that almost all theories what we learned could be used in practice. That was very good. So we set up the project. We acquired about 500 acres of land. We negotiated technologies, issued orders for equipments, and we also did appraisal with the IDBI and IFC Washington for the loans and raised finance through a follow-on offer. And then we recruited various staff. So effectively, it took us about almost 4 years to complete the project. So I was at Bombay for first 2 years, and last 2 years I went to the site. I lived at Alibag. So it was a very small, sleepy town. Did not have proper telecom infrastructure. We would not get a phone. So we had to talk to government and install a new exchange so we could get enough number of telephones.
Interesting.
We had to work with that. And of course, local land acquisition means a lot of opposition from the local farmers. And then there is politics involved, local politics. So we had to manage that.
What was dealing with the politics like? That must have been probably the hardest part of the whole thing.
Yes, it is hardest part. It is like a coconut. A politician is like a coconut. So when you look at a politician, it's very hard to break into. Looks very hard to work with. But once you able to convince them as to what you are doing, how it benefits the people, how it benefits the local economy, if you're able to win them over with your objectives, and of course you have to take care of them also, then you are into the coconut, and then you come to the softer part, and there is full cooperation from them.
Okay.
So it was a project coming up in a backward area. So it was going to develop the whole area economically, provide jobs, provide business. So that was a great positive for the local economy. And the politicians typically also try to raise objections because they want to get a higher value for the land for the local farmers. So they gain their votes also, sympathy also, and of course benefits them. And I realized that time that for farmers, uh, land is like the mother. So disposition of land is a very emotional and a difficult thing for a farmer. And though we feel that that time the price was say about 30,000 rupees an acre or 40,000 rupees an acre, we paid 200,000 rupees an acre, almost 6-7 times the market value. But then I realized that land cost in a whole project of a 500 crores of the project cost. So land cost was just about 10 crores at a higher price. At lower price, it was about 2-3 crores.
Yeah.
So by paying 6-7 extra crores, the whole project cost went up by about 2-3%, 2%, less than 2%. But it got us the goodwill of the local people. So I always believe that whenever any industry wants to put up a project, the local population who are affected by the project should be taken care of in a reasonable manner. That so that you can ensure that the locals are happy and they support you. So that is a big lesson which I learned. When I was progressing in the company, I became general manager, got a car, got a bungalow. Things were becoming a little cozy, and we were just about to commission the project.
Yeah.
And but my passion was shares. I was interested in the stock markets, investments. So I felt that at that time, the salaries had started rising, but nothing compared to what we see today. But I found that life was getting comfortable. So in case I did not leave the company at that stage, the opportunity cost of leaving would rise. So I would not be able to leave.
Okay.
So I left the company in 1992 and I came to Bombay.